All right, welcome. Oh, Link's got something to say. Go ahead.
I was just going to say welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We are here to our newest Bible Builds location, which is Mount Sinai, and around us is the camp of the Israelites. And we're going to be back here occasionally for different times to recreate different experiences, but today the focus is going to be the Tabernacle, because you may not know this, but last Thursday, just a couple days ago for us, it was the actual Day of Atonement, or for some people they call it the Day of Yom Kippur. Yom meaning day, and Kippur would be atonement. So we want to recreate that, experience it, take you back in time to see what was it like when the Israelites were out here in the desert, in the wilderness, surviving, thriving, and learning a bit about God and God's plans for the world. So we're going to start outside of the sanctuary, outside of the tabernacle, outside of this courtyard, and work our way through the service. Say hello to the crew. We got Mike, we got Faith, we got Andrew. What's up? The crew, and our camera person for the day, Links. Let's begin with our opening text, which actually is not in front of me, but let's read over here. Can someone read this verse right here in front of me?
Okay, I'll read that one. Psalm 77:13. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary.
Oops.
Thy way is in the sanctuary. A lot of people think this sanctuary stuff is all abolished. We don't need to do it anymore. So it's all meaningless. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, the sanctuary, my understanding, is the model of the heavenly sanctuary, and it pointed to what Jesus, like, like ministry, like the courtyards, about what he did here, and then like inside is like that's where he's like in heaven. He's interceding now, so that's like basically sums up everything about what it's all about.
So what you're saying is that everything that's in here is a symbol of something greater that's even still going on today.
Yeah.
So if we're going to study this, we can learn about something greater.
Yeah, and I would say that the Bible is very detailed in how it describes a lot of this stuff, and I think it's like that for a purpose. As of course, the whole Bible is to be studied, and especially this that plays such a unique role for the history of Israel. I think it's also important for us today to understand, why it was even put in place to begin with.
Amen. 100% agree. And maybe even just like one quick little example, like just take this door here. There's a door to enter in, and actually, where did little banner go that was here?
Where did it go?
I got a quick fix for that. Always have a contingency.
Oh, you can use a different color.
Oh, it moved something.
All right. So we have a door, and someone read this verse right here.
I guess I'll read it. This is here, John 10, verse 7 and 9. Then Jesus said to them again, Truly, truly, I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture.
So who does even the door into the courtyard and into the sanctuary represent?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Exactly. everything, just about everything here is telling us something about Jesus and our relationship with him. So today's topic is Day of Atonement. Let's talk about Day of Atonement. We have 2 verses here that sort of give an outline of the day, when it happens, what it's like, and let's get into it. Andrew, you're lined up to read it?
Yeah, Leviticus 23, 26 through 32. It says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of the 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And you shall do no work in that same day, for it's a day of atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month of even, from even to even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath."
All right. What did that just tell us?
So it's got a specific date and manner in which it's supposed to be practiced.
Yeah. So what was that date? When is the Day of Atonement?
Let's see. 10th day of the 7th month.
Great. So does that mean July 10, or is that something different?
Well, it probably goes by the Hebrew calendar.
Yeah.
And there's 2 calendars, right?
Yeah, so you had the festival calendar, and then they had like an economic calendar.
Right. So we go with the festival calendar then.
Yeah. And so, any of you know what the first month is of the Hebrew calendar? How about our in-house Hebrew scholar?
Let's see, Faith, what is it?
What? I thought you
I actually don't know what the first month is. Like the Hebrew
Yeah.
name or like what it translates to today?
Either, or when does it start? I mean, the word is Nisan, so Nisan is the first month.
date for Yom Kippur. That's what I'm gonna look for. It says that on the 10th day of the Jewish month of Tishrei.
Tishri, yeah.
Tishrei.
So right now we're in the month of Tishri. Nisan is the first month, and in that month we have a big holiday. Which one's that?
Wait, what?
It's
Really testing us today, Jay.
yeah. Oh, I thought
Like
you guys
pop
knew that.
quiz.
Sorry.
Passover.
Passover, exactly. I've been staring at Mike here the whole time. Oh no.
Yeah, you were staring at that's not me.
I look like
Okay, you guys
Moses,
mixed
right?
up.
I mean, your first name
Yeah.
is Pastor, so
That's
All right,
my first
so-
name.
So it's interesting. The first month, 14 days into it, we have Passover. And there's a bunch of other festivals that go along with that, the Feast of Bread, all these things. And then you count 50 days forward, or 49 days forward, or 50, Pentecost, counting 50, and we get to Pentecost. And actually, I made something to illustrate here, the Jewish holidays. So let's say this red dot here on the far left represents the month of Nisan, and when we have Passover, which Christians celebrate around that same time, Easter. And then you go basically 2 months down, you'll get to when Pentecost is. And then we have several months that go by, and then we come to the 7th month, and this is then when we have Yom Kippur, and we have actually the Feast of Trumpets, Feast of Tabernacles. I believe they're all in this last 7th month. So it's interesting. You have this huge gap of nothing, and then a lot of stuff happens in the last, and well, not the last month, but the 7th sort of represents the end of the holidays. You don't have holidays in 8th, 9th, and 10th month. So 7 represents a completion always in the Bible, or perfection, end of something. So we're talking about the end. And if everything's symbolic, so Passover represented the beginning of the Jewish people as a people, represented the beginning, or the Hebrews represented the beginning of the Christian church, in a sense, of Christ's death, paying the price, buying a new church. Then we have Christ pouring out the Holy Spirit on Pentecost. And then something big happens, Day of Atonement. So we have another verse that sort of repeats what we talked about. 7th month, 10th day, no work. What's the significance of that? No work on Day of Atonement. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Like Sabbath.
Yeah. In fact, look at this. So Leviticus 16, verse 31, it says, "It is a Sabbath of your solemn rest," referring to the Day of Atonement. "And for on that day the priest shall make atonement for you to cleanse you, that you may be clean from all your sins before the Lord." So it's a day of rest, and it's a day about something else. What else is happening that day?
A lot of like introspection, or a lot of looking at, I guess what's the right word I'm looking for here?
Introspection is a good word.
Yeah, introspection, a lot of
Making amends.
yeah.
Making amends, asking forgiveness from people, and healing and restoration of relationships.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about like sins being purged. Like, so it's like confessing your sins, trying to get them out of you, and seeing it. But what else about the sins that's really special about this day?
They're being transferred.
Being transferred, or is it even something else?
They're being completely
Wiped
getting
out.
rid of them.
Yeah, they're going to be cleansed. So this is a day of ultimate purification, in a sense. And more so, I mean, the whole name of the day is Day of Atonement. And let's talk about, what does atonement mean?
Oh, I've heard some people say at one mint.
Ooh, look at the back here. Atonement is at 1 mint. We'd like to explain more the significance of that, Andrew?
Right. Yeah. Not just becoming one with, your community, your family, the people around you, but also at one with God, because it's sin and death that separates us from God. So he made a plan that was able to bring us back together with him, with God.
Yeah, and it's, I think there's a big misconception. A lot of people think God has separated himself from us, but is that really the right way to look at it? Like, think about Adam and Eve. Did God separate initially him from them, or were they separating themselves from him?
Well, they went and hid from God. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the sin really causes us to separate ourselves from God. And yeah, God has to pull back, because if we sinful are in his presence, we'll just die, because he is just so perfect, so good. I almost feel like we would just, seeing his goodness, just lose the will to live almost. Like, wow, we don't even deserve, and just like self-obliterate maybe. Who knows? But
Yeah.
It's God is bringing us at one with Him by completely getting rid of our sin. That's what this day is about. That sin that is separating us from Him. He's getting rid of it, and by that, bringing us to Him. So it's a very incredible day. Very solemn day, right? Got to think about all the harm, all the pain, all the sadness our sins caused, maybe even caused to God. But then also think about all He's done to bring us back to Him. So let us enter the door into the courtyard, and let's continue on with this discussion. So there would have been all sorts of animals in here. You guys, I'm sure, what do all the animals in here have in common?
They're all clean animals, according to Leviticus.
Yeah, bingo. So these are all clean animals.
Something.
Oh, we numbered them.
Eh,
There's Frank, Link.
Inside joke. And then, yeah, if you ever need to fall asleep, the sheep are numbered.
That's great.
And let's come over here to this table here. Now, probably a lot of people don't know it, but there actually was a little table or eating place out here in the courtyard, and it actually served a very important purpose.
You know, and I would like to say, I actually don't know what this is. I don't remember this whatsoever.
All right. Mike, would you like to read this verse right here?
Yeah. Leviticus 10:12-15, it says, Moses said to Aaron and his remaining sons, Eleazar and Ithamar, take the grain offering left over from the food offerings prepared without yeast and present it to the Lord, and eat it beside the altar, for it is most holy. Eat it in the sanctuary area, because it is your share and your son's share of food offerings presented to the Lord. For so I have been commanded. But you and your sons and your daughters may eat the breast that was waved and the thigh that was presented. Eat them in a ceremonially clean place. They have been given to you and your children as your share of the Israelites' fellowship offerings. The thigh that was presented and the breast that was waved must be brought with the fat portions of the food offerings to be waved before the Lord as a wave offering. This will be the perpetual share for you and your children as the Lord has commanded.
All right, so that's laying the groundwork for this food here that God gives as a gift to the Levites, but and Aaron and his sons and the family. But even more importantly, it served a very special purpose when it's eaten by the high priest. So, Roque, could you read this verse over here now?
Okay, it says Leviticus 10, 16, 18. It says, when Moses inquired about the goat of the sin offering and found that it had been burned up, he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, Aaron's remaining sons, and asked, why didn't you eat the sin offering in the sanctuary area? It is most holy. It was given to you to take away the guilt of the community by making atonement for them before the Lord. Since its blood was not taken into the holy place, you should have eaten the goat in the sanctuary area as I commanded.
Thanks, Roque. And by the way, I've been really bad. We got people following us on the videos, leaving great comments, answering our questions. We're going to be more mindful and watch our track. If you're joining us, give us a little shout out, and we'll love to say hi to you too. So thank you, Amy, Michael, Johnson, David, Michael, another Michael. Awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. All right, so Roque just read this verse here. What was this other purpose that eating the meat was supposed to serve? Like, why was Moses so angry that the priest did not eat that portion of the sin offering? Oh, and I hear a lot of noise moving around.
The moment may have passed, but I wanted to point out too, when you were reading the Bible text about the eating, that it made me think about when the Israelites, they were going through the final plagues in Egypt. And of course, the Israelites had to eat the ceremonial lamb at that time, remember, and mark their doors. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you're talking about Passover?
No, when they had to, it was during the plagues of Egypt before they left.
Yeah, that was Passover.
That was Passover when they had to mark their doorways because the angel of the Lord was going to be flying through and killing
And
all the
passing
babies.
over them.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. That was Passover. But yeah, you're right. There they were eating a whole lamb and they're eating it. That was symbolic too, and this was similar. There, yeah, well, you could say that, but ultimately, who does the lamb represent? Or any of the clean animals, for the most part,
Jesus.
represent? Yeah, they're representing Jesus. And
Atoning
so,
for our sins.
exactly. So normally if we eat, let's say, a pure animal that's sinless and we consume it, it symbolizes us consuming or taking in the nature, the character, the wisdom of who?
Jesus.
Jesus, right. Now, for the sin offering, there was something that was a little bit different. And maybe we can go through that really quickly. Let's go grab a lead from over here.
Okay,
So they
we're-
would go bring a lamb out.
Oh, number 4, no.
Yeah, number 4 is gonna be the lucky one.
Don't look at me with those eyes. Those lopsided googly eyes.
And will someone place their hands on it? Who sinned today? Someone like to confess? And...
Everybody did.
Everybody.
All right. So let us all put our hands on the forehead of this sheep.
Oh,
So in doing so, we're symbolically transferring our sin to the animal. You know, the head is the seat of where we make decisions, and that's transferring the guilt to the animal. And our
Here,
priest,
I'm
who's our
the
priest? Andrew, would you like to be the officiating priest?
Sure.
You'd like to come grab a sword from this barrel?
Oh, where are we at here? Where we're at? Okay. All right, we got another sword here.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. And very mercifully slaughter this sheep. Usually just by slitting the throat.
Right. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Good. Nice, clean. And, oh, good. You got a piece of meat also, right?
good form.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
Stance.
um,
Back now.
so let's now go put the meat on the altar.
Is that a goat? It's the goat that was just yelling.
Oh, all right, and you could cook the meat on the campfire.
Oh no, I didn't get any meat.
Oh, we got some meat. All right.
Yeah, there's some meat cooking now.
Okay. You got
All
meat.
right. So what we're doing here is more of a burnt offering. At the same time, normally you have to also kill a goat too.
You want to explain the goat?
So the goat is going to be what's called a sin offering. And same thing, we'll need to confess on the goat. And Andrew, can you slaughter the goat?
Yep.
You should probably just hold on to the sword.
Okay. We're gonna do a lot of slaughtering today.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody confess their sins. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, need a little more. Oh.
All right. So we just for him, we just collected. We just needed to collect blood from him,
Okay. No meats.
and then the meat too, and the meat would be eaten by the priest. So Mike, Andrew, you guys should go eat the meat.
Oh, let me do my. Okay, hold on.
Get some meats here.
Yeah.
Marbled meats. Cooked mutton.
All right, so forgive my childlike question here, but didn't the priests get really full?
They only need to eat a little bit here and there.
So it's like a nibble.
Yeah, and the rest would be shared with the rest of the Levites.
Got it. Okay.
Did they
All
eat
right.
trail mix?
So Roque just ate the meat.
They didn't even eat trail mix on a stream live.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Andrew, did you eat the meat?
Wait, how do I eat the meat?
Right click
Okay.
it. Hold down the right. There we go.
Oh, okay. Look at that. I've never needed to eat meat. I've never played survival, so
It's always the creative type.
I'm just going to town.
All right, so the sin was transferred to the goat. So the goat, in a sense, contained the sin, and now Andrew has taken the sin of the people onto himself.
I'm trying to change my
Symbolically.
outfit. Hold on, it's going. It's going.
So this would go on every day throughout the year, with the priest taking on sin, building up from the people. So the priest is sinful, and the priest would also have to go and pour out blood a little bit on the altar here, let's say, and then they'll go pour it out in the holy place. So blood is being poured out, sin's being taken on inside the priest. Hey, you changed your clothes too soon, Mike.
Oh, did I? I thought.
Not yet.
Okay.
Nothing to see here.
Just see nothing.
It's okay.
All
I
right.
haven't got him on camera. He's fine.
So, throughout the year, there's a record of sin being kept. You know, it's not necessarily we or the people were writing down all the sins being made, but symbolically, the sins being transferred to the animals, and then from the animals to both the priest and to the sanctuary, as the blood is, the blood containing sin is recorded on the sanctuary.
Yeah, I like to think of it like a hard drive, because God can see the files of, the information, but if you look at a hard drive, you don't see the information. You just see the thing.
Do you want us in the sanctuary now?
Not yet, but
Okay.
we're just about there.
Because I don't have that on camera yet. Just FYI.
So here we have the altar of burnt sacrifice. Here we have the laver. We'll talk about these things maybe another day. But today is all about the tabernacle, or a fancy word for tent of meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have a long excerpt here of Leviticus 2 to 19, and we're going to go step by step. And Roque and I maybe will take turns reading it. Roque, take a copy of the book if you want. Well, let me give you a copy of the book, Roque. So you can
make
just
sure
walk
you
around
speak
with it.
into your mic when you are reading.
It's a chicken.
All right. So, okay, we'd like to start us off with actually, Andrew, how about you start with reading us this?
Okay.
Read it till you come to a break, like a little
Many
space
verses.
between paragraphs.
Okay.
How many verses are we all reading?
Many. Leviticus 16:12 through 19. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell your brother Aaron that he is not to come whenever he chooses into the most holy place, behind the curtain in front of the atonement cover on the ark, or else he will die. For I will appear in the cloud over the atonement cover. This is how Aaron is to enter the most holy place."
All right. So, how often does this happen that the priest gets to go into the most holy place?
The
Well,
most holy is like
Once
just
a year?
once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year. And to clarify, this is the holy place. And behind this curtain, or this veil, is what we're referring to as the most holy place. So 364 days of the year, the priests are carrying out activities in this space. So we have this object here. What's this? This golden table. And what's on it?
It's the showbread.
Table of showbread.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys recall how often the bread is replaced?
On the daily.
Daily.
Actually, this one was weekly. I think it was every Shabbat
Wow.
the bread is replaced.
So it would have been replaced on the 6th day for the 7th day, correct?
On the 7th day, actually.
Oh, was it replaced on 7th?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's my understanding.
Look at that. Like a big stack of pancakes.
Yeah. And it's hard to reflect it here, but how many pieces would there have been?
It was to represent the tribes of Israel, wasn't it?
Yep.
So it's 6 on each side, right? 12 total.
Yeah. 6 on each side. So 12 total, representing 12 tribes, maybe the 12 disciples, maybe the 144,000. I mean, just 12 always represents God's people. I look at it as 2 times 6, 6 being the number for humans or people, and 2 being the number for witnessing.
Oh.
So
That's interesting.
God's witnesses.
Reminds me of 2 witnesses elsewhere in the Bible.
Oh, yeah. On this side, we have the what?
One candlestick.
Yes, the gold
Stone branch
candlestick.
candlestick.
It's a shame we don't have more gold
Lamps.
blocks in Minecraft.
I mean, lampstand, like I meant to say.
It's a shame that there isn't like a more compact version of this.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
isn't any smaller gold blocks in Minecraft, though. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
so we had to work with what there was.
So this is a very, very large, very valuable menorah. Well, not menorah. Menorah usually has like 9
Yeah.
candles, but the one for the sanctuary service had 7.
Mm.
Lampstand thing or whatever it's called. I
So does that mean the menorah was adapted from this design?
Yeah, I believe it's an adaptation of it, but it comes much later in time.
Right.
Yeah.
Maccabees.
of lights or something.
Yeah. All right. And here we have the what?
Says the
Altar of incense.
oh yeah, that's
Alternate of incense. Yeah.
I don't want to step in it.
It took a lot of work. You get this
Yeah,
Yeah,
working
it
like
definitely
this.
wasn't easy.
I've got my little shovel here because they would dig around with the coals and make sure it stayed on fire forever.
And yeah, that's important. I think the candlesticks here had to always be burning, and the altar of incense always had to be kept going. And so, as you mentioned, you used the word daily, and so yeah, this would have been a daily process of keeping these things going. And they all have symbols, very important. Love to go more depth, but we're here for Day of Atonement. This altar This is often referred to as the altar before the Lord, because the Lord would be inside the holy place.
You want me to go in there yet?
Not yet. And this would have had 4 horns, and on those horns, blood would often be splattered. And we'll read about that also on the Day of Atonement.
You know, has anybody ever been in a slaughterhouse?
Nope.
No.
Has anybody
her.
ever been around animals that are being slaughtered?
No, I've
I
only
do
heard
not want
about
to be.
them.
Okay, I'm just trying to point out here that this whole area would have had a very distinctive smell. A very distinctive smell. It's going to smell like barbecue and incense and dead animals.
Yeah. When you think about it, the priests were pretty much the butchers.
They were.
Just really think about it.
Yeah,
We
it's
have an interesting comment here, though. I gotta pause you here, Broken.
Mm.
Michael says, maybe you want to mention the source of the fire?
Yeah, so this fire was
Oh, you
not
wanna see
just
the
started.
That's good.
So it would not be just from a flint and steel. You know, just
Or that's
Starting
some fancy
fire.
Minecraft commands.
We're not talking about Minecraft. We're talking about...
I know.
so it would not be from that. This fire had to come from God. This is what's called authorized fire.
Yeah.
If you notice the verses we were looking at earlier, it kept referring to Ithamar and Eleazar, Aaron's remaining sons, because that same chapter, Aaron's first 2 sons were destroyed by fire because they were trying to offer incense with unauthorized fire, with their own fire source.
They started it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no! It's like Roque's on fire. Ah. Yeah, they would look like Roque, exactly.
Yeah, funny. Let's do it again. Silly.
Nice
Too soon,
Minecraft
dude.
skin.
Too soon. All right. So let's get back to now Day of Atonement. What should we be doing? So, only in special circumstances should the holy priest, the high priest, go into the most holy place. So, I'm reading on just before verse 3. It says, "He must first bring a young bull for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering." All right, let's do that, guys. We need a bull and a ram. And who's going to be our high priest? Oh, I think that's going to be Mike, right?
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
the high priest.
Pretend a
All right.
cow with a bull.
Yeah, it's close as we could do. So
Yeah.
grab us a... Okay, can you grab us a...
Okay, let me get a
Hey, here's
need
a lead.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay. Then I go over here and grab one of these guys.
And someone... Andrew, could you grab us a... Or Mike, how about you grab yourself...
And that goat is a bull.
Grab yourself a ram, Mike.
Okay.
Oh, what's this guy doing? Get back, Frank. Oh no.
He's running free.
You gotta tie it to something.
Right, get back here.
Oh, these have names too. Oh, let's get this one, Azazel.
We need a Zazel for later.
Oh, okay. Let's go with Is any one of these then?
Oh, you need a ram. You go for
Oh,
a goat.
these are the goats. My bad. Where are the rams?
You can use a goat as a ram.
Yeah, you could probably tie the bolt here. You could tie the ram here, okay?
I'll tie it here,
Yeah.
and then want me to tie a goat over there?
Who's the lucky ram, Mike?
Wait, where are the rams?
Over
There's
here.
gonna be a big goat.
Oh, I
Or
was
is it
gonna
a
take one of
sheep?
these.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take lucky number 3.
It'll be difficult to sleep tonight.
Let's go number 3. Let's go. All right, so I attach it to this.
Yep. And we'll come back to that. We'll come back to these. So now it says verse 4. Okay, we like to read for us now verse 4 in Leviticus 16.
Okay, verse 4 says, he is to put on the sacred linen tunic with the linen garments next to his body. He is to tie the linen sash around him and put on the linen turban. These are sacred garments, so he must bathe himself with water before he puts them on.
Oh, that's right. Mike, you need to take a bath.
Oh,
You need to come this way.
Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna take a bath.
everybody's speaking. That's good.
Oh heck no. Okay. Where am I going? Out here?
Yeah, we have the tent of bathing here.
You're funny.
We'll give Mike the privacy.
You guys, leave me
Bye.
alone.
Just let you take a peek. We got some water in here. We got a little bath area.
All right, I have bathed 7 times in the Jordan. No, okay.
You've been baptized.
All right.
Hallelujah.
And Mike's put on the full garment, decorated with the ephod. He has the linen clothes. He has the gold band on it. It should say "Holiness to the Lord," and there should
We
be
need to
little
give
bells.
We need to give a special shout out to our Discord Landrian who made that. Right?
That's right. This is a custom special skin built for us in our guild by one of our members. I don't know if he's fine with us saying his name, so we'll hold off on giving him a shout out. But if you join our guild, you can get the amazing skins he makes and post for free.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. All right.
And we actually do have a new server join. But I won't shout out to your name, but hello to new one.
Hey, welcome. All right. So Mike's got the robe. What else do we need now? See, from the Israelite community, he is to take 2 male goats for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. So these are supposed to come from the community. So whatever we have in here is not going to cut it. So, Roque, Andrew, we need you to go on a mission to bring it back 2 goats and a ram.
Oh.
Oh, I gotta get another goat. Another.
I just want to say that, you know, when we read this in the Bible, it's so fast and it's easy to read it and it just is
Where you
quick,
going?
right? But I'm like watching the time, just how long it's taking us just to talk about it. And I'm like, but it would have taken them time to physically go and do all this stuff. And I'm just kind of blown away at the actual like
Where are we going?
time involved in all of this.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we're doing this. When you experience it, it's so different.
Wait, do we know if there's goats and rams and things out in the wild?
They don't just spawn here. Yeah, I think you have to go get a spawn egg.
Oh,
Create
look
one.
over here.
Oh, you have some. Never mind.
There they are, grazing and
Here's something we
Tied up.
heard earlier. I feel like a cooking show.
This was planned.
Oh, you guys need leads?
Oh, wait. I accidentally. Okay.
Here's a lead. If you need a lead, Andrew.
Okay.
So
you
it's
can
like
just
one-
right-click the one that they're using. No, maybe not actually.
I don't know.
So you just get one.
So Raquel's got a sheep.
Yeah,
Or sorry, Andrew is the sheep.
I'll get the.
I guess I can't fly back.
You
Then
no,
you might, it'll die.
we need a sheep and 2 goats.
Oh, sheep and 2 goats.
Yeah,
Not cow? Okay.
it's a
Never
cow.
mind.
Which way is the tent? Because I flew here.
So you need he needs 2 sheep and 1 wait. What happened?
One sheep and 2 goats.
Oh,
I got
okay.
the sheep.
I was confused.
Sheep, sheep, sheep.
We only
Oh,
have
just follow
one.
the cloud. Oh, hey, what do you know? This is
Oh,
very
we
practical.
only have 1 goat here. Oh, look, now we have 2.
This is very practical because I can see the pillar of smoke from all the way far away, so you know where is it at that.
Oh, nice.
It's almost like it was planned that way.
What? Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Because I'm getting hot standing in my robes in the middle of the desert, waiting for the goat.
We're coming, we're coming.
That goat's trying to jump out. I see it popping up over the wall a little bit.
Which way am I going? I have no idea. I'm gonna use
You're gonna go into that big tent area.
my special.
Is this gonna come
map
with me through the
skills.
door?
It should.
I wonder how long it would have taken to walk through the entire camp. Because that thing would have been massive.
I mean, I was thinking about that while building it. I mean, to house, 1 million people, it had to be miles, literally, wide. Even if they were condensed and you had all of the animals on the outskirts of it, it would have had to literally be miles across and then longer too. So it would have been I don't know, let's say 2 by 4 or 2 by 5 in miles. I don't know. I'm thinking kilometers. I don't know. It'd be big. Let's
Here we
get all
go.
those tents and people and animals.
So Andrew, right
Here, Andrew,
click
you
on
can put
the
it there.
fence. Oh, yeah, right click on the fence. No.
Oh, 1 second, I gotta get out of third person.
Okay, can you read us the next verse?
Oh, okay. It's verse.
I think
the
verse
one
6.
Okay. Verse 6 says, Aaron is to offer the bull for his own sin offering to make atonement for himself and his household.
All right, and so the bull we brought in is going to be a sin offering. That's for Aaron's sins, and his household. And then we have the goats. And verse 7 says, then Aaron, is to take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting. And then, all right, yeah, let's do that. Let's bring those 2 goats. Let's present them to the Lord.
Right here at the entrance area.
Yeah. Andrew, can you get one of the goats? And Rocade, can you get the other one?
Okay.
But
Or I can get both of them, right?
Oh,
my.
Whoa.
grab it.
Okay, I'll grab both of them. Here we go. What do we
All
do?
right.
Okay. Go
Yeah,
man.
let's take them and present them to the Lord at the tent of meeting.
Okie dokie.
Can we pause here for just a second?
Yep.
I'm gonna switch screens here and I want you to talk about this. Jay.
So this is the pillar of cloud that would have followed the Israelites as they went. So it was a cloud by day and it was a pillar of fire by night. I believe that pillar would have been a vertical pillar. Yeah, I mean, we don't have quite it looking like it's on fire at nighttime, but it would have been
within
bright.
the confines of.
It's close.
It's close.
Yeah.
I think I know a way to make it look like it's on fire.
Put it on fire?
Crap. Someone take away that flint and steel from him.
No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't be actual fire. If you remember that thing what we did for the altar of incense, I can basically do the same thing, but do it in there.
I wonder if there's a way to do a command block so it only activates at nighttime.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'll work on that.
Okay,
And
sit
so-
on that.
Basically, if you carefully read the Bible, it's actually very clear that the Lord, and actually the angel of the Lord was inside that pillar of cloud. So it's not just a cloud, like as even the Psalm says, it says God robes himself with clouds. He uses dark opaque clouds to conceal his glory so that he can dwell with us. Because remember, our sins have separated us from God. If we just saw his full glory, it would just be our undoing. So God, to be with us, to come close to us, has to conceal his divinity.
If you look inside, it looks like there's a pillar of fire in there now. It's a tiny one though.
In
Hard to make.
in mine, it looks more like fire. In my shader.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
true.
true. Let me see.
Oh, you want to see?
Well, I could, oh, it does.
You see?
Yeah, you show your
Oh.
stream links. Like
I
show
was
it in
earlier, but he wasn't looking at it.
Oh. There
So
we
he
go.
said it didn't look like fire, but for mine, that thing that you did, it needs to be up at the top
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
because
Go
then
on
it
the
would look
top.
like fire. But it's
Yeah.
really interesting that I mean, you couldn't miss that. That would be like
Yeah, at
quite
nighttime?
jarring to see. A day, night, it would just be. I don't know. It would be something to see that all the time. There you go. Now it looks like it's on fire even more. Do a whole bunch of those.
Yeah. And it's important to remember that the glory of God is often referred to as fire.
Right.
And those of you who paid attention at the beginning, you would have noticed we had the top of Mount Sinai burned black, as it would have been by the fiery presence of God.
Can you see it? I can't see it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a good enough render distance.
I
So,
well, it's nighttime, so I don't right now. But
All right.
so yeah, you often read in Leviticus and Exodus and Deuteronomy about gathering at the tent before the presence of the Lord, and it's saying like fire came from the presence of the Lord and all. It's probably referring to this pillar, but we'll talk about there was also a second place where the presence of the Lord was indicated. And I don't know, pop quiz, by the way. Who is the angel of the Lord that followed the Israelites everywhere and led them?
Jesus.
Yep. And that cloud that followed them was Christ. So I could do a whole Bible study on that. It's funny how it's so controversial, even though there's like hundreds, if not thousands, of Bible verses that can back it up.
We'll save that one for another day.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
Yeah.
All right, back to the book. Back to the book. All right, what does the book say? These are our instructions. All right, so take the two goats, present them before the Lord at the entrance of the tent of meeting. All right, and Aaron is to cast lots for the two goats. One lot for the Lord and the other for the scapegoat. Aaron shall bring the goats whose lot falls to the Lord and sacrifice it for a sin offering. All right, so we don't really have a way to cast lots, but randomly, which one, Mike, is the Lord's goat? What do you say?
The middle one.
Another one?
Hmm.
Let's make a tag.
Let's pretend that this is a recording.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. I'm gonna switch back. All right.
So that's the scapegoat, and then the other one would be the Lord's goat.
Fine.
Oh, we could
Since he
use
won't
that.
live, no need to tag him. All right. Okay. We'd like to pick up where I left, which is, I think we're at verse 10.
Okay. Verse 10 says, "But the goat chosen by Lot as the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord, being used for making atonement by sending it into the wilderness as a scapegoat."
All right. So we see we have two goats. One's going to be led into the wilderness. The other one is going to be the offering. Now, I hope you probably noticed the instructions here are kind of redundant and they just keep building on each other. So now we're back to that bull we brought over. So Aaron shall bring the bull for his own sin offering to make atonement for himself and his household, and he is to slaughter the bull for his own sin offering. So let's go do that. It's bull time. You got a sword, Mike? Good.
I got one.
All right. Slaughter poor Link.
Hey, little Link.
We'll have
Why,
veggie. Wait, no, it's not veggie. It's meat.
This is a little rude, you guys.
It's meat.
Yep, you got
That's what
me.
happened. I mean, that's what happened.
Oh, here we can.
You named a goat after your friend?
No, we named it after the Zelda.
Yeah, it's,
And-
it's
Character.
Link, not Lynx. It's Link.
Oh,
It's clever, isn't it?
sure.
It's not based
Yeah,
on a
Yeah,
true
then there's
story.
no
Otherwise
trademark
we get-
issues.
Or we get
No
sued.
trademark issues.
Mike suggested that we throw sticks on the ground to cast lots, and I have a stick. I can throw
I mean,
it.
Mike, Mike.
Yeah, there's Mike. Regular Mike. So I threw a stick.
All right, I'm grabbing some things that Mike is going to need. All right, actually, I should have you just grab this stuff, Mike. Mike, come over
All right.
here.
All right.
All right, you need to grab the golden censer.
Okay. The golden censer, which is the
The
there
lamp.
we go. Yeah.
All right. You need to grab the sacrificial blood.
Sacrificial blood. Check.
You need to grab some sprinkling of blood.
Sprinkling of blood. Check.
And you need some finely ground incense.
And then finely ground incense. Check.
All right.
All right. Now,
Now we need to go to the holy place. All right, here we are inside the holy place.
Guess we can just drop items on it or something.
Let's see what the book says. So, Aaron, is to take a censer full of burning coals from the altar before the Lord, and 2 handfuls of finely ground frankincense, and take them behind the curtain, the first one. He is to put incense on the fire before the Lord, and smoke of the incense will conceal the atonement cover above the tablets of the covenant of law, so that he will not die. So let's talk about what's going on. So Mike is going to sprinkle some of the incense that he has in his inventory.
okay. It's on the ground
And
here.
it's- yeah, just or like press Q to drop some
Yeah.
of it, right? But drop it on the altar if you're able. Yeah, there we go. And so this should make a huge smoke. Oh wait, someone modified this. This was intentionally supposed to be open.
Oh.
Yeah, it was open.
That's another lesser known fact.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Make more
So-
fire.
So there would have been the curtain here between the two places, and the curtain would not have gone all the way up. So the smoke from the altar would have gone up and into the most holy place. And then, Mike, you need to also now bring out your censer.
I'm gonna get my camera on the inside. Hold on.
All right. I got my sensor.
So the censer also would be putting out a ton of smoke. And so all of this is to protect Mike from the glory of God, because he's still in reality a sinner and needs to put distance between him and the light of the Lord. Now, what's interesting is, so we're talking about like this whole area just being filled with smoke, and who all is allowed to be in here again during this
The
time?
priests,
Just the high priest.
That's right. Only the high priest is in here. Now, there's an interesting verse in Revelation that corresponds to this. Someone like to read this verse right here next to me?
Right here.
I guess you're reading.
Let's see, Revelation 15:5-8 says, "And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was opened. And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was opened, clothed in pure and white linen, having their breasts girded with golden girdles. And one of the four beasts gave unto the seven angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled."
So this is a verse straight out of Revelation where it's talking about a time in, I believe, still in the future when the heavenly high priest, Christ, will go into the most holy place, and the area will be filled with smoke, or is alluding to that time, it will be filled with smoke and nobody can go in. All right,
Except-
so let us enter. So we've got smoke surrounding Mike as he enters into the most holy place. And he should be the only one here. Oh, look, it's Gabriel to give an announcement to the high priest. Which, by the way, you know, if... Oh, yeah. That Gabriel actually, when John the Baptist was announced to his dad, he was a high priest. He was in at the altar, and Gabriel would have been standing at the altar. Interesting fact. But
Oh, just like I'm doing right now?
yeah, but
Do
in
not be
the holy
afraid.
place. All right, and so let us read what goes on in the most holy place. All right, so he is to take some of the bull's blood and with his finger sprinkle it on the front of the atonement cover. Then he shall sprinkle some of it with his finger 7 times before the atonement cover. So this is the blood of the bull being sprinkled here on the atonement cover. All right, we're good?
The best I could do right there.
All right. And so this right now is just putting on the sins of Aaron and his family. And remember, this whole time, Aaron also would have been eating the sins of Israel. And so that's symbolically being put there. And now we need to go back out.
Everyone, me too.
Who's
Yep,
here
everybody-
in invisible mode? I see the bubbles. Somebody was doing stuff in invisible mode.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to splash Mike with invisibility. I forgot about it. Someone use it. All right. Roque, can you read us now verse 15?
Okay. So verse 15 says, "He shall then slaughter the goat for the sin offering for the people, and take its blood behind the curtain, and do with it as he did with the bull's blood. He shall sprinkle it on the atonement cover and in front of it."
All right. In this way, he will make atonement for the most holy place because of the uncleanliness and rebellion of the Israelites, whatever their sins have been. He is to do this the same for the tent of meeting, which is among them in the midst of their uncleanliness. All right. And, we're going to have to let Mike go in alone for this one because it says no one is to be in the tent of meeting from the time Aaron goes in to make atonement in the most holy place until he comes out, having made atonement for himself, his household, and the whole community of Israel. All right, Mike. So now for this goat that we're going to slaughter, there was something unique about this one, and the priest would not put his hands on this goat. There's not going to be a transferal of sins to this goat.
So
This goat
one-
is going to...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we're going to have, without sin, like a pure, sinless sacrifice that's going to wipe out the sins of... wipe out all the sins that have been recorded to date.
All right. So you want me to do something about this one?
Yeah, you're going to need to slaughter it and capture its blood.
All right. I hope I don't swipe the other ones. All right. I'm gonna try to keep a distance here. Oh,
Just move the other one.
yeah. Move the other one.
I'm hearing a lot of typing.
There it goes. There it goes.
All right. All right, you got the blood?
Got it.
And we need... I will go in spectator mode, I guess, to be camera
Yeah.
for it.
I can go with spectator mode too.
We'll go in spirit mode, and only Mike is allowed to go inside.
All right.
And you'll need to now sprinkle the altar just like you did before. I should say the mercy seat.
How many times?
7 times. All right. And then, okay, can you read the next verse?
Oh, I have
Recall
to
where
go- let me go back into the not spectator
Oh,
mode.
creative.
Okay, there we go. So what verse?
Let's see.
16?
Oh, welcome to everybody who's just stopping in. Looks like we got some
18.
new visitors.
18. Oh, okay. Verse 18. All right. Then he shall come out to the altar that is before the Lord and make atonement for it. He shall take some of the bull's blood and some of the goat's blood and put it on all the horns of the altar.
All right, Mike, you need to come out now and sprinkle blood on the horns of this altar, the altar of incense.
Okay.
So now you've purified the altar of incense, and then I think you need to purify also the tent of meeting.
I know another way you can become invisible. You can go like this.
There's a specific area on here where I need to do it, or just
Yeah, just do the front. I know that's fine.
all right.
All right. What's next, okay? Or Andrew, would you like to read what's next?
Let's see. Where are we here?
You could take,
What verse are we in?
I think verse 19.
19. Oh, I gotta click through. Verse 19. He shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with his finger 7 times to cleanse it and to consecrate it from the uncleanness of the Israelites. When Aaron has finished making atonement for the most holy place, the tent of meeting, and the altar, he shall bring forward the live goat, and he is to lay both hands on the head of the live goat and confess over it all the wickedness and rebellion of the Israelites, all their sins, and put them on the head's goat. He shall send the goat away into the wilderness in the care of someone appointed for the task. The goat will carry on itself all their sins to a remote place, and the man shall release it into the wilderness.
All right. All right. Mike, you need to come over now and lay your hands on the scapegoat.
All right.
Now this is a little bit of a controversial thing because a lot of people think that somehow this goat has some sort of atoning purpose, that, you know, this sin is being carried away, whatever given to this goat. But I don't think that's really the case.
Yeah, it's interesting how you worded it for about the other goat. You said that was sinless, so that it kind of sounds like a kind of explaining what you understand already. So it's like interesting you mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean, sin was already obliterated. We already cleansed all the sin that was recorded in the sanctuary. But now we're transferring blame to this goat. And boy, we could do a whole Bible study on this too. But so, who is it that's supposed to lead this goat out into the wilderness?
Strong man.
A strong man. Good.
Chosen.
Now, if you look at Revelation, I think is it Revelation 20, it talks about a mighty angel coming down and chaining Satan
Ah.
to the bottomless pit.
Oh, I never connected that before.
Yeah.
It's angel to come get you.
So, Roque, you're going to be our very strong man, and we
Okay.
need you to
I'm good as
care
you
about. Do you need a lead?
Okay, let me see. Okay, can I take it, or should I have? Okay, I have to go like this. Oh wait, let me keep this sheep there for a sec. Okay, now I can take. Okay, there
And
we
you
go.
need to lead it out of the camp.
Okay.
Goodbye.
And when we take the goat out of the camp, remember where we are. And where is that goat then going to be?
Gonna be out in the wilderness.
Oh, I think the lead broke.
Oh wait, where did it go? Oh no, we got it over here. I wonder if I could teleport it to me. There's probably a fancy command in Minecraft I don't know about.
So in the Bible, it says, in Revelation 20, it says Satan is chained to the bottomless pit. Now, the bottomless pit, I think, is a kind of a bad translation. That's what you get from the King James. But newer translations use a better word, abyss, or the Greek word abyssos. And that just can mean the deep. But if you study the book of Genesis, if you remember, the world when it was unformed was referred to, it was void and without form. And it's that imagery that Revelation is pulling on. It's talking about the earth when it's just destroyed, it's unshaped, unformed, it's just desolate, a barren wilderness. Just like this goat has been led into and will be released. So this goat is not killed. It is not sacrificed, but it will have the rest of its life to reflect on the sins it carries. Just as Satan will have 1,000 years to think about all that he did during the rebellion he instigated as the originator of sin. And actually, he would have been allowed to go free, roam about. So the Greek word for not Greek word, the Hebrew word for these scapegoats was Azazel. And there was lore amongst the Jewish people that you have all these demon-possessed goats inhabiting the wilderness, and they were always freaked out about encountering those potentially. Demon-possessed Azazels. So, that goat is gone, but Roque cannot just walk back into the meeting place with us.
I wish people were chatting in the stream, because people are DMing me all about the scapegoat and talking about exactly what you're just saying, but because they're not saying it on the stream, I can't share the comments.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, please guys, join in on the streams. We'd love to have your comments there. So, let's see.
Those goats are
Wilderness.
hilarious.
All right. All right. Would you like to read verse 23 for us, Andrew? All right, I can do it. So then Aaron is to go into the tent of meeting and take off the linen garments he put on before he entered the most holy place, and he is to leave them there. He shall bathe himself with water in the sanctuary area and put on his regular garments. So, all right, Mike, you need to switch out. And for ease, what we're going to do is just switch priests. Pretend the same person, but Mike would go back to being just a normal person. And now we have our new priest who, let's say you started off in here, right? You changed in here, Andrew, inside the sanctuary. And you also needed to go and wash yourself. It's possible they had other water, but you could wash yourself at the laver. Nice.
All clean.
Yay. All right. Then Aaron shall come out and sacrifice the burnt offering for himself and the burnt offering for the people to make atonement for himself and for the people. He shall also burn the fat of the sin offering on the altar. All right. So this lamb here, this is the burnt offering for the people. So slaughter him and then burn his meat. All right, good. Give us some meat. Take that and burn it.
Oh, I want that. I want the meat. Where'd the meat go? Oops. Who's got some
All right.
meat?
And this meat is not going to be eaten, I think. I think this one gets fully cooked.
Oh, did you take it? Okay. I got some meat now.
And I'm going to put over in the discard pile the wool. All right. So the burnt offering is unique in that just the whole animal would at times, well, not whole, but a lot of parts of it would just be completely burned up. Sort of representing the wholeness and completion, just the magnitude of the sacrifice Jesus made, how he gave up everything for us. All right.
As a vegetarian, this just has been a very meaty evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
All right. We also need to slaughter number 3 for Mike, or for actually now it's Andrew, for the high priest.
Three, 2, 1. All right.
Again, I'll discard that. All right, and then burn that meat. Great. Oh, we got like 22 cooked mutton. I hope they like mutton because it sure isn't good tasting to me.
Do you have to place in there in order for it to cook? How do you do it?
It's okay. It should just be burned. All right, and let's pretend we burn the fat offerings. All right. No, where's Roque? Roque, the man who released the goat as a scapegoat, the scapegoat must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterward, he may come into the camp. What are you doing in here? Go wash. Yeah.
That would be way outside the camp. You'd have to have a place to
Yeah.
wash, like outside of the camp, which is like out over everybody.
And then the bull and the goat for the sin offerings, whose blood was brought into the most holy place to make atonement, must be taken outside. Their hides, their flesh, their intestines are to be burned up. The man who burns them must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterwards, he may come into the camp. So let me get that stuff. And I will go burn it outside the camp. And I wonder if this, like, burning... I mean, Jesus was carried outside of Jerusalem where he was killed. So in a part it's symbolic of that. But it's also interesting that in Revelation 20, back to that same chapter, we see the wicked being burned up outside the holy city. Oh, I should burn the wool too. All right, and then I will wash up. What's up, okay? Thanks for making the washing place. And let us go back to the sanctuary. We are almost done here. I believe this whole service could take about the whole day.
Yeah,
As
I
you
was
can see.
thinking that, I mean, if you were actually doing this physically, it would take a lot longer. Plus to walk to the outside of the edge of the camp, and it's a good thing the Day of Atonement was only one day a year.
The bull and the goat for some burned up outside, and yep, we're done. I think we are done here. I think there's just one last, if we're interested, seeing some amazing verses from the book of Hebrews that are taking some of these concepts and bringing them into the New Testament, into the New Covenant. And I want to note also, if you got time on your hands and you're interested, I recommend reading Daniel chapter 8, because there's so much imagery from Daniel chapter 8 that comes straight out of the Day of Atonement. Because you see a ram, you see the goat, you see all these different creatures, and in verse 14 it ends, unto 2300 evenings and mornings, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. And you might say, hey, isn't it 2300 days? Well, actually, if you look at the Hebrew, it is not the word yom, which means days. It actually is in the Hebrew evenings and mornings. And if we go back to some of the original verses about Day of Atonement, the Day of Atonement goes from evening to evening.
So is that 2,300 Day of Atonements?
I can't believe you picked up on it that quickly. Exactly, Andrew. So really, this is talking about 2,300 Day of Atonements.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And it's just so fascinating if you follow through Day of Atonements and all. I think Jesus was baptized around the Day of Atonement. I think he was born around the Day of Atonement. I think, so the command to go out and rebuild Jerusalem would have been Day of Atonement. And then this cleansing of the sanctuary in its ultimate form would begin on a Day of Atonement. So yeah, we could spend a lot of time there, get really geeky. If you want to join us in the Discord, we're happy to talk about that stuff because that's the type of nerds we are. But
Yeah, and I would like to just remind everybody that if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we would love it if you would. And we would also love it if you would join us on the Discord at oneaccordtheguild.com. We are always available for your Bible questions over there on the Guild. We have a lot of interesting discussions. We've got lots of fun stuff going on. Yeah, it would be great to see you over there. And thank
love to have you.
those that joined in today and commented. We didn't share them all, but we see them and we love seeing them.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning into the live stream. Hope you guys were able to learn a few things. I know I did. I know a few of us here learned a lot of new things, and there's still so much more.
So much more.
So
Been
much
a
more.
blast. Been a blast.
All right, we will see you next time.
All right,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good one.